Alright, let's talk about something that completely blew my mind recently, the Sniper franchise. Yeah, you heard me right. Sniper. Not the most glamorous title, I know, but here's the kicker. There are 12 of these movies. 12. As in a dozen. And the latest one, Sniper. No Nation just dropped a trailer that made me go, wait, this is still a thing? Personally, I think this is the perfect example of a franchise that flew under the radar and quietly became a juggernaut in the direct-to-video world. What makes this really interesting is how it mirrors the Fast and Furious phenomenon, a series that just keeps going, even when you're not entirely sure why. But unlike Fast and Furious, Sniper didn't become a cultural meme or a box office giant. It just kept existing. And that's fascinating. If you take a step back and think about it, the Sniper franchise is a masterclass in longevity without mainstream attention. The original film came out in 1993, starring Tom Berenger as a badass marksman. It was a solid action flick, nothing groundbreaking, but it did its job. Then, after nearly a decade of silence, the sequels started trickling in. Sniper 2 in 2002, Sniper 3 in 2004, and then it was like someone hit the repeat button. What many people don't realize is that these movies became a staple for military thriller fans, especially those who love their action straight-to-DVD style. It's like the franchise found its niche and just kept firing away. Pun absolutely intended. Now, Sniper. No Nation is here, and the plot is as over-the-top as you'd expect. A covert operation goes wrong, the US government disavows its own team, and our hero, Brandon Beckett, goes rogue to save his buddies from public execution. Sounds like your typical sniper fare, right? But what this really suggests is that the franchise isn't just about sniping anymore. It's about survival, betrayal, and the blurred lines between good and evil. In my opinion, this is where the series gets interesting. It's not just about the action, it's about the moral dilemmas these characters face. And yet, I can't help but wonder if anyone outside the die-hard fanbase is paying attention. One thing that immediately stands out is the cast. Chad Michael Collins has been leading the series for over a decade, and Tom Berenger is back as Thomas Beckett, the OG sniper. It's like the franchise is clinging to its roots while trying to evolve. From my perspective, this is both a strength and a weakness. On one hand, it gives the series continuity. On the other, it feels like it's stuck in a time loop. I mean, how many times can you tell the same story about a sniper in peril before it gets stale? And yet, here we are, 12 movies later, still watching. What this really raises for me is a deeper question. Why do franchises like this survive? Is it because they're cheap to make? Because they have a loyal fanbase? Or is it because they tap into something primal, the thrill of the hunt, the tension of a single shot? Personally, I think it's a combination of all three. The Sniper franchise isn't trying to be Saving Private Ryan or American Sniper. It's just delivering consistent, no-frills action to the people who want it. And in a world where blockbusters dominate, there's something almost admirable about that. But here's the thing, I can't help but feel like the Sniper franchise is a missed opportunity. With 12 movies, you'd think they'd have experimented more, pushed the boundaries of what a military thriller can be. Instead, it feels like they're playing it safe, sticking to the formula. A detail I find fascinating is how the titles themselves tell a story. Reloaded, Legacy, Ghost Shooter, Ultimate Kill. It's like they're running out of ideas but refuse to stop. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the Sniper franchise isn't about innovation, it's about reliability. It's the comfort food of action movies. So, here's my closing thought. The Sniper franchise might not be groundbreaking, but it's enduring. And in an industry where franchises rise and fall like tides, there's something to be said for that. Whether you love it, hate it, or have never heard of it, Sniper is a reminder that sometimes just showing up and doing your thing is enough. Now, I have to ask, have any of you actually watched all 12 of these movies? Because if you have, I need to hear your story. Let me know in the comments, and let's discuss why this franchise just won't quit.